everyone, welcome once again to Get My Goat, where basically us comedians talk about things that really piss us off. Feel free to comment if you've got anything that gets your goat. And we've got three fantastic guests once again this week. We're going to start off with Mr. Jack Carroll. Jack, how are you, sir? Jack's on mute, I think.
Jack, we can't hear you.
Your mic's on mute.
Did you ask how I was, Danny? I'm muted. That's how I am.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, go on.
I was muted.
Now. What a great start.
You're fucking young. You should know this technology stuff.
I should. This is the kind of thing like you go. That's why you have a little rehearsal beforehand, isn't it? But it turned out what I was doing in the rehearsal was not getting things sorted. So that's good.
Yeah. Well, we've all been there, mate. Whereabouts are you in the country?
I'm in sunny West Yorkshire.
Sunny West Yorkshire. Okay, fantastic stuff. We've also got D Maxwell. How are you, D?
I'm good. I've bumped my arse, but I'm all right.
Oh, right. Everyone's complaining about the weather at the minute, aren't they?
I'm not complaining. I'm just complaining about my bumped arse.
Oh, so you didn't do it in the sun. You done it on a radiator or something like that, was it?
No, I did it on a sunbed.
Oh, you done it on a sunbed? Oh, right, okay.
And if the girl on the sunbed show is watching just now, she's going to blast me. You get it for being a smart ass. I told you it had been retubed and just to take 6 minutes.
Wow. No, I love that. In Scotland, the weather is still that shit in August, right? You've got to go to a sunbed shop to get a tan, you know what I mean?
No, I'm still roasting, I'm just vain.
All right, okay. Whereabouts in Scotland are you at the minute then, Dee?
Ayrshire.
In Ayrshire, the posh place, is that right?
Yeah, Salford by the sea and Sunday.
Oh, fantastic stuff. And we're going to move on to Ronnie Park. How are you, Ronnie?
I'm all right, mate. I'm just thinking, why the fuck is she at the sunbeds? It's roasting. It's warm here.
Shut up, just like...
Yeah. Why?
You probably, to the viewers, you've probably established, like, you've obviously got me and Jack, and then you've obviously got Dee and Ronnie. It's sort of like the in-betweeners meets Chewing the Fat this evening show. So whereabouts in Scotland are you, Ronnie?
I'm in Glasgow, in the east end of sunny Glasgow.
Oh, so you're in the east end. So basically all you need to do is drive 20 minutes and you've got sun, and you go the other way and you have to go on a sunbed. That's probably sounds about right, doesn't it, Dee? And then Ben,
if all you boys think that you're going to gang up on me tonight and start swinging insults, I'll batter you. And I'll batter you.
We weren't ganging up on anyone, right? We weren't ganging up on anyone. We've already had problems at the beginning with sound, and then you've just told me you bend your ass on the sunbed. So we're just elaborating on the situation, Dee. That's all we're doing, right? Okay. No more jokes about Dee, please, everyone, because we'll get fucking battered. Right? So let's move on. So if anyone else, like I say, if anyone else has got anything that gets their goat, feel free to comment. Also, you can donate as well, because obviously us comedians are out of work at the minute and we can't think of any other business plans because this is just what we do. So feel free to comment. Feel free to to donate. So let's move on to Dee's first one that gets her goat. Bridget Jones. Dee, you seem to have an issue with Bridget Jones.
Hate the wee slag. Hate her. Do you know why I hate her so much, right? Because it was her that first made it cool just to shag two guys and see what one would go out with you. And now when I'm on Tinder, today, as for instance, I said hi. He said, "What you wearing?" So I'm like, "Hi, what you wearing?" No, Bridget Jones created that because her fanny flaps were clapping all the time at the slightest thing of a man. And then she's doing the big freedom dance and like, "Oh, poor me, I can't even cook. I'm so hopeless without a man." And she makes people with powerful women, people think I'm desperate because I keep talking about the perfect husband. I'm just putting the bar out there so I don't get 100 meals a day. I hate Bridget Jones, but I hate her.
Oh, I've got to say, I do love that, though. I do love the fact that we're 5 minutes into this show and Dee is straight in there talking about fannies. Do you know what I mean? It's just beautiful. Let's move over to Ronnie. Ronnie, what are your views on Bridget Jones?
I like Bridget Jones.
Are you just saying that just to disagree with D? Or do you like it? Or do you genuinely not like it?
No, I was going to say Hugh Janus. Look, Hugh Janus. She made the big pants like an acceptable thing.
But they're not acceptable.
Yes, they are. Are you okay, Jack?
Right, I am.
Yeah, I was going to say, Jack.
I'm just taking it all in and wondering what way I can libel myself by slagging off Bridget Jones.
Yeah, well, I've never seen Bridget Jones, Jack. I don't know about you. What are your thoughts?
I've seen bits and bobs. I think she put weight on for the role, didn't she, Renee Zellweger? So you know,
she made fat people like me look desperate, even more desperate than you already been.
So yeah, fair enough. I think, and she learned how to do the accent and that, you know,
She's good in big pants.
Yeah, exactly. So you know, she's gone through a lot to make it the smash hit screen success that it is. Only for
I hate Bridget Jones. I hate Bridget Jones. I don't hate the actress that made such a fantastic job of Bridget Jones. I just hate the gimmick, Bridget Jones.
What's the book like?
I was going to say, I think it's great that she let Hugh Grant off with getting his cock sucked by a prostitute. She let him off with it. That was nice, yeah.
Is that in the film? Because I haven't seen the film, so are we talking about the real life version?
What is real? Bridget Jones is a true real life story, and it is filmed in Glasgow.
Right.
Wow.
Lovely.
Right. So I love the fact that obviously Jack's happy about the fact that, you know, she's obviously a method actor. She put weight on for the role. Do you know what I mean? I mean, it's a massive shame that the Eat Out to Help Out scheme wasn't there Monday to Wednesday. That would have helped her massively, you know, prepare for the role, wouldn't it?
She could have probably got a gag out of that in the film as well.
Yeah, she probably would have done. Yeah, if it was happening around at this time.
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
Lovely stuff. Right, okay, so we've put the world to rights with Bridget Jones. Thanks so much for that, Dee. We're going to move over to one of yours, Jack, and I've got to say this is probably really appropriate. Technology going wrong.
Yeah.
I think he set her up as a gag. That was just beautiful. Do you know what I mean?
You have a lot of faith in my powers of being able to predetermine things, and I just hate it. There's nothing quite like technology going wrong for me. Like there's I've got a big drawer of wires and shit that you know that I go, oh, I'll keep that in there, and then you sort of I'll be on the floor trying to sort out the fucking computer and jam the USB thing into the thing, and then that is the closest. That feeling of not knowing what USB thing goes in where is the closest feeling to, you know, how Christ must have felt on the cross at the last moment when he looked up and said, "Father, why hast thou forsaken me?" That's how I feel with a fucking Apple MacBook trying to get it to work.
And now that as well, you know, like when you're putting like a USB in, and you just fucking determined that that's the right hole to put it in. You know what I mean? And you're going and you get to the point where you're going, you start pushing it in even further when it doesn't go in any further because you're that determined that it's going to be.
Yeah, trying to lube it up.
Yeah, throw the euphemisms in there as well. Lube it up, fucking get it in. You know what I mean? Dee, what are your views on technology going wrong then?
I just don't fucking like technology, full stop. I mean, considering that I've made my success out of the very thing that is technology, I've always hated it. I remember sitting one time smoking illegal substances and just putting my phone in the river because I didn't want my mum to try and find me anymore because I was 15 and I'd been out for 3 days. And it was the first time I got a mobile phone, and that's when I realised that my life was over, that everybody was going to know where I was for the rest of my life. And as for that thing, do you know what annoys me? Is a man coming over and then telling me what part of the USB cable comes in when I know I'm going in the right hole, you know what I mean? He's going in the wrong one, right? So That's why you've got to switch it about. You know what I mean? And then he's like, no, it does fit in there. I'm like, it fucking doesn't. I know.
I've just got visions of you getting stoned at the side of the river, throwing your phone in the river, and like the police have tracked your phone to try and find you. And then like your parents are looking for you and they think you've drowned in the river and you're just hiding around the corner in a bush, just watching them stoned as fuck. Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
Great times. I loved it.
Brilliant. Ronnie, what are your views on technology going wrong, mate?
It's not so much the technology, right? It's the fucking, when you sign in on your own, you watch something and it fucking asks you to sign in, you need to sign up before you can, you know what I mean? Before you can read it.
Yeah.
Oh, that one, the fucking one. We use cookies, our website use cookies. Here's the thing. Do you ever just go, right, you know what? I'm not going to watch that. You always just fucking sign your life away. Yep, all right.
Well, I was going to watch that, but you said that and you've just fucked it right up for me.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? You've spoiled me plans.
And then you're sitting there.
A few months
next to somebody, and a Viagra advert pops up on your computer and they can see it.
Yeah. Sorry, Jack, what were you going to say, mate?
I bet that 18 months in an Ecuadorian embassy were the most relaxing of Julian Assange's life, just not having to deal with any fucking emails.
Apparently, he threw shit about the place and stuff. Apparently, he's a bit of an asshole.
Yeah. I hate that one as well when you're trying to fill all your details in, like, you know, when you're about to buy something and it doesn't tell you what has happened. It doesn't give you an explanation of what you filled in. It just goes, oops, something went wrong. I'm like, fuck off patronising me. I hate that one.
Somebody wrote it as well. Somebody wrote, I hate passwords. That's one of my pet hates. It's a fucking passwords. If you get that many.
Have you noticed that it actually sometimes now goes, you can't use that password, you've used it before? How the fuck do you know?
I know. It's mad. It's like they know everything that's going on in your life.
Everything's going like that now with the track and trace. I'm not writing down my name and address. Fuck off. Everybody knows that you were the park at 2 o'clock with the Waynes. Then you took them for ice cream. Then you made spaghetti bolognese. That's them sleeping bobo in their bed and you're just having a wee wine. Every cunt knows what you're doing.
They do. It's unbelievable. It really is. I mean, how many passwords do you fucking... I mean, my missus, right, she writes them all down. I'm not like that. I'm not organised because I forget what I fucking signed into and I go, this will be my password for that. And then when I go back in, I'm like, oh, fucking hell, what's my password again? And then you assume it's it's on your other things, your password for the other things.
And then you need to reset the fucker after half an hour.
Yeah, and you're like, oh, well, that's taking up fucking half an hour, 40 minutes of your day. So, yeah.
I once got locked out of my Twitter, and my password for my Twitter at the time was Rolf Harris, because I thought I'd never have to fucking...
You thought I'd never have to speak to him again.
Yeah, exactly. Well, exactly. I have met Rolf Harris in a lift at the Pride of Britain, but that's another story. But yeah, so I had to like email Twitter were going, oh, if you could email us your password, we'll get it sorted out. So I had to email them saying that my password was Rolf Harris.
Did you tell them?
Yeah, I just got this straight deadpan email back going, yes, we'll have that sorted for you on Monday morning.
Yeah. Did you tell them it was your wish list?
Yeah, that's it. I'm probably on there.
I do that on, see when I'm sending bang transfers to my mum, I write things like sucks Bobby on my mum's money statement. She's like, I'll kill you.
Well, do you know what? Me and my missus, when we applied for our mortgage, right, we had to take it to the broker and he's looking through our bank statements and he's going, why do you write the word piss flaps every time you send Amy money? Do you know what I mean? I've seen like much worse, you know. But so there we go. Ever noticed if you're speaking about something, then ads start popping up everywhere on your phone for what? I tell you what's worse for that, Snapchat. You see something on Snapchat that's like really interesting. There's one I've been watching recently. These two men who put themselves through pain, where they make a snake bite them or something like that, just to see who can be in the most pain, right? I mean, I'm fucked up in the head. Sorry.
Whatever you're into, Danny, we're not here to judge, mate.
Well, no, absolutely. That's why we live in a free world. You know what I mean? Free. isn't it, Jack? Right? And as I'm about to see him get bit by this fucking like lizard thing, right? This advert comes up. I'm like, oh, for fuck's sake! I wanted to see his arm get bitten. Then you know what I mean?
Can I voice
jackass with animals? You know?
Can I voice a concern?
Sorry.
Jack, can I say that, Jack? I'm in my house. He's in her house. Right? Everybody's in their house. Why are you in what looks like a church setting?
Well, that's better than Jason Manford said. I look like I'm having a shit when I interviewed him Saturday. So, a church is a slight improvement on that. So I'll take that. I'll take a little bit of holiness over a quick shit whilst I'm.
Yeah. I reckon you should actually get the drill out after this, Jack, and get the old toilet roll, put it at the side. Do you know what I mean? Toilet roll holder.
Through your fucking hands.
Yeah.
I need that.
Depending on which way, if it rolls down or whether it rolls underneath, because then that's another argument altogether with that thing.
Yeah,
But,
absolutely.
so there we go. We've moved on to technology going wrong. Let's move on to one of yours, Ronnie. Overthinking.
Oh, do you know this is fucking true, right? This was last night, and this is just an example of a million. I was talking to a guy last week, and I forgot his name, right? So, and I thought his name was George, right? And it wasn't. It's Jack, right? So I remember last night when I was sitting myself watching telly, I remembered that I called him the wrong name. Do you know that way? Fucking what? And that was it. I could just right down a fucking rabbit hole. Seriously, like just sitting at night, just the fucking the most stupid things.
Yeah,
like, 5.
You do, yeah. And you wake up in the middle of the night. Sometimes you're like, "Oh my god, did I piss him off?" Like obviously, it's a lot of the times is when you were drinking and you were having a laugh with someone, and you said something and they actually laughed. They didn't get offended, but you're still going deep down. What I said was pretty fucking ruthless.
Yeah.
And I'm sort of worried in case that they didn't like that, and they were laughing just to be pretentious. So you can't sleep at night because you're thinking, "Have I pissed them off?" When you basically know fine well that you haven't.
Just fucking anything. Just right now, especially in this climate, it's just that everything's just getting magnified. Where the hamster come from? Fucking just bullshit.
Yeah.
No, see, the thing is, that's what I find is the reason why I'm single. Because I overthink. A guy gets interested in me, and then if he only texts me twice, I think, right, he's obviously got a wife. So I'll ask him if he's got a wife, and then he says he doesn't have a wife, but then I think he's lying. Well, maybe he's got a girlfriend then. And then if he texts me too much, I'm like, well, maybe he's a serial killer then. He's told me 16 times a day I'm quite good looking. Maybe he's blind.
Yeah.
You know?
You fight in your thoughts and your stomach gets butterflies.
I actually did this to a guy. I said, I really like you. I think you're great. I think you're wonderful. But the thing is, I'm actually not really that in that place. You know, my head's messed up. But I've been saying for 6 weeks that I fancied him, and I actually talked the guy out of dating me because of my overthinking.
Yes. You don't want this shit. That's usually what if he says this and then if he says that, then I'll just say this, and then he'll say that, and then I'll fucking tell him, and then before you know it, you're fucking.
What if he comes and stays with me for more than 3 weeks, and he has to stay with me for the week that I'm a psycho that nobody, no even man and mouse, has been able to deal with? I know. Thank you. I'm as mad. I love it.
Sorry, Jack. What were you going to say, mate? Go on, get your wedding quick now.
There we go.
What were you going to say, Jack? Sorry, mate.
Oh, sorry. You all froze then. The way I've found to be able to deal with that overthinking type thing is just treat your brain like you're Louis Theroux and it's one of your documentary participants. So you just go, all right, nutcase. Well, we'll deal with that later. You know, so just maintain a sort of dignified Louis Theroux style silence while your thoughts get their thing.
So what you're saying in essence is that if my brain is Louis Theroux, then what I'm thinking is all the stuff that he's covered, like fucking sexual stuff and
that.
I'll
be a crazy fucking fundamentalist.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, just a good guess.
Yeah, that was fucked up, that one though, wasn't it? But he's talking to them like they're really serious. And she kept saying to him that she wanted to get him into bed, and he just wasn't having it, was he? No, I mean, fair play to the blow. That is a strong-minded man on a stag do, isn't it? If I'm honest. Train your brain like David Attenborough. Well, you'd just basically be commenting on everything, wouldn't we? You know what I mean? As you can see, my wife is sat there in the kitchen making another terrible cup of tea, but I don't say anything to her because she will literally fucking slap me.
Or you lost in my bag.
Oh,
85.
right. Okay, let's move on to the next one. One of yours, D. Terrible service.
It fucked me right off, right? I work in, I mean, don't get me wrong, the staff that I work with probably hate me because all I do is moan, right? But see the customers, if they come in and they're coming for a nice relaxing day and I'm the first face, I mean, they want me to smile, they don't give a fuck about my day, I'm getting paid to do a job. Smile, get them on their way, give them the best service that you can, move them on. There's nothing worse than getting into a fucking place and she's sitting there as if she's not had sex for 13 years. Her husband's fucking impudent and her children have ran away with the circus and she's like, hi. I'm like, fuck off and give your job to somebody that wants to fucking do it then.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. And there's so many people out of work at the minute, do you know what I mean? They would lose their left hand for a job like that just to serve somebody. And all you need to do is be nice, don't you? It doesn't take much.
I went for lunch today and there was a fucking angry Irish lassie who was like directing us because no, you go into places now. All right, there's a one-way system. You go down there, you go sanitize your hands, and then there's a one-way system round there, and you come round there. And she was clearly just fucked off. And I said to her, "Are you okay?" And she went, "I'm fine." I'm fine.
By that tone of voice, it fucking sounds like it.
I'm fine.
She was probably less okay when you asked her if she was okay.
I think it was.
Yeah. Are you okay? Well, why the face then?
Yeah. You might as well have just went up to a pregnant woman and asked her if she wasn't in pain. Do you know what I mean? It was like, fucking hell. But no, I just can't stand that because it's just all customer service, isn't it? You know, and especially when you know, you'll say, "Oh, excuse me, can I have some salt and pepper, please?" Or the best one is when they haven't brought your knife and fork out and you've gone out for dinner and you're like, "Oh, excuse me, can I have a knife and fork, please?" And they're looking at you like it's your fault. I'm like, hang on. You've just given me fucking fish and chips. Are you expecting me to fucking eat this? And then they have a face on them when they bring it back. You know, it's crazy, isn't it? Yeah. So what are your views on that, Jack, then, about the old, you know?
Some places you want it and it's endearing. Like an Italian restaurant, it isn't a proper Italian restaurant unless some of the staff are arguing with each other. Like
yeah, absolutely.
You know? So you need that sometimes. And then there's a Chinese restaurant in London that I go to sometimes as well, where the staff are quite rude, and it's quite a famous thing that they do. But I remember I was in there once, and it was late at night. It was after a gig, so they were clearing up and that. And the waitress came over to me and went, "Do you want to use the disabled toilet?" I went, "No, I'm all right. I don't, you know, I'm fine." She went, "Well, I'm locking it up now, so make your mind up."
Eat the food and make your shit store. Do you know what I mean? Because I'm locking that.
And at a certain level, you've just got to say fair play, haven't you? Because there's rudeness, but then there's real fucking rudeness where you've got to say fair enough.
She's the number one contender at it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right. I feel sorry. The staff up in Glasgow, and I don't know if it's like Frankie and Benny's or something, and they've got to come out, right, and see when there's kids in and it's their birthday. They have to come out and sing happy birthday. They're not allowed to sing happy birthday because that's like copywritten. So they've got this birthday song they've made up and it's fucking woeful. And you see these fucking students, like these just young people just like fucking... they're dying on their ass and you're just like a bit happy because you can see it, but they're really fucking sad inside for them.
Yeah, there's always a dickhead wherever you go. I love that Ellie Potter. Hey, you relate to Brian Potter? Eh? There's always a dickhead where you go. No, but it's like they're either over. I mean, the thing is as well, some of them have like a mascot and the staff have to dress up in the fucking... I mean, can you imagine that? They're dressing up as fucking, I don't know, Billy the Banana or something like that. Just visions of them going backstage and taking it off going, if I had to do another one of them fucking birthday songs, you know.
But my daughter... My oldest is 18. She works in a soft play and she'd only had 2 shifts and she had to dress up as Dora the Explorer. and she came in, right? She came in for work. She's like, got a job in a software. I would just need to clear plates, deal with children. No, second shift in, mum. I'm dressed up in a big sweaty suit as Dora the Explorer, wee kids poking my eyes.
But you know what? Speaking of staff being rude to you, there's actually a bar in America, right? Because I found this out when I was in Las Vegas. It's called Dick's. Have you heard of it?
I've heard of similar things.
You've heard of it? Yeah, I think, yeah.
You go in there, I'm going, no, fuck that. I hate customer service as it is, not when people are paid to give you shit, because like they just give you the wrong drink on purpose and stuff. I'm going,
no, I'd fucking go nuts.
No, see, in the phone parties at Tenerife, we used to work in the bars at the phone parties, and that was part of the thing. When you poured a pint, you would throw it at people when you were serving, because they were in the phone parties, they were all sucking each other off and all sorts of shit used to happen there. Oh, yeah, see, when you're walking a foam can and eating it.
I'm surprised they didn't call that place Dick's, to be honest.
Yeah.
I've just got visions of someone trying to give someone a nosh, do you know what I mean?
Well,
And
you
just go,
to hate them.
fuck's sake, do you mind? You know what I mean?
Screw it, man. We used to, like, they poured a pint, you would throw the pint in their face, and then when you're on the cannons, you would just like cover them in foam while they were fucking each other off.
Oh, well, there you go. Fucking. Do you know what, right? If I could ever talk about interesting jobs I'd done before comedy, that just pisses over every single one of mine, mate. I'm not going to lie, because that sounds like, the most interesting job ever, if I'm honest with you. Right, so let's move on to the next one. Busybodies. Jack, what pisses you off about busybodies?
I suppose it's sort of along similar lines, isn't it? But just people who take their jobs way too seriously, and I think they've been jizzing themselves since they got this pandemic as well, because they know they can order people around a little bit more. And yeah, I don't get that mentality where they come into work and the best bit of their day is when they get to have an argument with someone. And I've had it on the train before where they've annoyed me before I've got on. I can see something about them. So I'll just purposely like hide my disabled rail card and pretend that I don't have them, just so I can have the fucking argument. I'll just be like, please say something. Please say something.
Oh, it's great.
Yeah, no, I find that as well. You know, like when you get even going back to pubs, you know, and you see the supervisor and he's speaking to the bar staff like shit. And there's times I've had to step in and say, "Excuse me, mate, I know you're the boss, but you don't speak to people like that. You're out of order." And then you can see like the woman who's pulling the pint from me is like that, smug as fuck, because I've just told her boss off. You know what I mean? So what are your views on this then, Ronnie? Busybodies.
I've had it before. I've actually had it before in like a hotel, and it was a nice hotel, right, abroad in a nice hotel, and it was like proper 5-star. It was a last minute, got the deal, fucking in. It was in Portugal, and you could see people kind of looking. You know what I mean? I was there with my mate, and we were just loud and carrying on and just talking shit, like loud Glaswegians, and you could see people had paid a few quid for this, right? And you could actually see them fucking pissed off at these two big, loud Glaswegian fucking idiots. Yeah. Pissing themselves like, what? And you could just see, you know, that way, just like, you're fucking, I like that. That's a kind of busybody revenge.
Yeah, I sort of do like that, but it's funny when you talk about the loud family. That's generally my family when we go out for dinner. Do you know what I mean? Like, it'll be someone's birthday and we'll be like, fuck it, let's just go out and, like, we'll go to a nice restaurant, not thinking of the consequences for everybody else. Do you know what I mean? And it ends up getting to the point where, like, people but people don't say anything to you. It's like the old strongly worded email. Do you know what I mean? They just turn around and they sort of look at you like that. And my mum just gets pissed and goes, fuck off, my money's as good as yours. You know what I mean? Even though we've spoilt their evening. Dee, what's your views on busybodies then?
Well, I can't stand them, and my mum's one of the ones. My mum needs to know everything. She's like, I need to know. She gets excited about gossip. Do you know what I mean? She'll go, who was that you were with? And I'll purposely go, a friend. I know that, but it was a boy. What was his name? I went, why do you need to know? She's like, for God's sake, what is it with you? I said, do you know what, Mum? Do you know why I don't tell you anything? The reason I don't tell you anything is because you fucking love it. You actually have orgasm over people's intimate database. I fucking hate it. My mum's like, oh, you're kidding. Is that her that went with him that stayed with her brother that moved to Johnston? Oh my word. You know what I mean? I fucking hate it.
Really? It's brilliant, isn't it? The thing is, my nana is the worst for that. She just needs to know everything. I think what it is, they're sat in the house and they're bored and they just need to know. Like she said to me the other day, she says, I seen you were on Jason Manford show the other week on Twitter. I went, how do you know you're not even on Twitter? Oh no, I just go in on Google and I find it on Twitter. She said, I won't go on Twitter just in case they get the bank details. Do you know what I mean? The big on like fucking bank details. You know what I mean? You send a tweet, oh fucking hell, 500 quid's left me account. You know what I mean?
Unless you're tweeting your sort code, I don't think there's much chance of that.
Well, exactly. Do you know what I mean? Even if you tweet your sort code, yeah, guess what my account number is? Do you know what I mean? Just put that on Twitter just to fuck everybody up.
No, it was the same with my mum used to say as well. I'd go, Mum, if you go in for when I first started up comedy, I says, she's gone, see your Auntie Margaret, the thing is, can she just give you the £25? It's no that. She's no wanting to put their address and their bank details into that secure site on that website that's also secure. She's no wanting to risk it.
Oh, my nana won't go to any other cash machine apart from her bank. Like, she's got to get the bus into town, go to her actual bank, walk into the bank just to draw some money out of that particular cash machine. Like, she just won't go to any ATM. I don't know whether that's just an old school mentality.
That's because she's a drug dealer, though, right?
Yeah.
But probably, yeah, that's what it is. Like,
I wonder.
According to me, like, she only draws out £100 a week.
Yeah, yeah.
Shitload under a mattress.
Classic crack dealer behaviour, that.
Yeah.
She disguises it with Avon bags. You know what I mean? Imagine that.
I see talking about that, we're talking about the cashless society, right? And you're just sort of saying about drug dealers, right? And my uncle was standing the day, this is quite funny, right? And some of the young boys that, you know, dispense from illegal chemists were saying, if they go paperless, how are we going to shift the money? But he's like, listen, boys, he says, every step that they've taken in technology, we've taken a step to dodge them. Don't worry about it.
Well, there we go. There's the next fucking Netflix series. Do you know what I mean? Breaking Bad, Glasgow, that'd be brilliant.
On the subject of that cashless society thing, my favourite bit about the pandemic has been fucking YouTube conspiracy theorists saying, oh no, there's going to be a cashless society, it's going to be awful, it's going to be tyrannical, and then getting viewers to donate to the PayPal account at the end of the video.
That's how you pay for it. So you just tuck your head in somebody's forehead.
Yeah.
Like £10, just fucking touch it.
Yeah. Don't send it to me. Yeah, don't send it to me via envelope in cash at my address. Do you know what I mean? Put it via PayPal. That'd be much cleaner, you know. Yeah. But yeah, no, everyone is asking you to use cashless. I mean, the only reason we ended up with a cashless society.
Yeah.
That'd look even worse. Do you know what I mean? Doing a drug deal with someone, you look like you're taking it before you fucking bought it. You know what I mean? Brilliant. Right, let's move over now to one of yours, Ronnie. Age. What do you off about Age?
See him up there?
Yeah.
Look at his youth. Look at that. Look, not a lot of fucking care in the world. He can get up in the morning, he gets out his bed, and he doesn't look like an old fucking ship. And you don't swear when you stand up. You go off your couch and I go, oh yeah, fucking. Everything's a swear word. It's so, yeah, fucking. Do you know this? I was in the Morrisons right this morning. I can hear it. My left ankle clicks.
Really?
Apparently it's because I hurt it when I was like younger. And see, when you hurt it when you're his age, it means fuck all.
No. I'm 33 now, and I've got shares in Holland and Barrett, mate. I'm just always in there. You know what? I bought some. Do you know what? I bought some of them chewy vitamins the other day, and they're fucking gorgeous. They're like healthy Haribos, aren't they? You know what I mean? And I was sat there, and I was eating them, and I went, shit, I've ate half of the packet here. Do you know what I mean? And then going back to the overthinking thing, I'm like, oh fuck. So I've Googled, like, can you overdose on multivitamins? And they're like, if you overdose on vitamin A, you can die. I'm going, oh my God. So I'm taking the bolt off my door just in case a fucking ambulance has to come, in case I have an heart attack and all that shit. You know what I mean? Anyway, went to bed right as rain, woke up, and I'm still alive. So, do you know what I mean? One a day, fucking bollocks. If you want to eat as many chewy vitamins, healthy Haribos as you want, fucking get them in here.
You can fucking eat too many bananas. Did you know that?
Yes, that's what I looked up on YouTube.
That's what?
Yeah. D, what are your views on age then? Does it piss you off, or are you just happy as?
It pisses me off because I'm vain as fuck. I actually cried for a solid hour when I turned 25 because I was 5 years away from being 30. And I'm actually, people will go at me now, what age are you on your birthday, which is May 2021. And I'll go, and you know what annoys me more? Because obviously I look tired because I'm moving house and stuff, and so I'm not my best, but I do look younger, right? And then and these guys and they look older, and then they'll say, "Oh, so what age are you?" And I'll go 39, and they'll go, "Holy fuck! I thought you were about 31, so you just feel about fucking 90, even though he thinks he's paying you a compliment."
It's fucking yeah, when I started losing my hair, I looked older then than I do now because I was trying to fight it. Do you know what I mean? And I was using the old sweet and sour sauce from the Chinese remedy shop to fucking rub on my head and try and cure it and all that. And that clearly didn't work. And it like ever since I've just whipped it off, it's good because I look the same now as I will when I'm 70. You know what I mean? As long as I use just for me on my eyebrows.
It's cause you use wash and go. That's why you don't see it about anywhere. It's only in the pound shops. You washed it and it went.
Washing it fucking gone. Yeah, absolutely. Jack, what do you think about age, mate? Because you seem to be in a nice place at your age at the minute.
I think I'll settle into a nursing home existence quite well, to be honest. That's what I'm looking forward to. Fucking, yeah. Get 3 meals a day, sponge and custard, and getting me fucking arse wiped. I can't wait.
Oh, mate, do you know what? Sponge and custard has just fucking sold that to me. Sponge and custard. It's class, isn't it? And also,
no! Somebody just said you don't look nearly 50. I didn't say 50, you fucking asshole. I said 40, you cow. Fuck off, Rosemary.
Oh, listen, look what you've done. This is your subject. You started this.
Yes.
Doesn't it now? Anyway, let's move swiftly on to let's go with one of yours, Jack. Sunny weather.
I hate it. Can you tell? I'm getting sunburnt just from this fucking computer screen at the moment. I hate it. If it's pissing it down, and because I'm not one of those people who is like, I can't stand it when it's too cold and I can't stand it when it's too hot. I prefer it when it's too cold. I'm very much in the side of the pissing rain and the shit weather than I am the vitamin D. I can't do it, mate. I don't have the constitution or the complexion for it.
Yeah. Oh, well, the thing is though, right, I get what you're saying with the cold, because like if it's pissing down, right, there's nothing better than sat watching Netflix in your house and you just hear the raindrops on the window. Yeah. Oh, beautiful, innit? Do you know what I mean? Yeah. D, you seem to be a bit pissed off about that stuff.
I'm watching the comments. The comments are fucking amazing. They're actually arguing.
Put them back up. Let's see the comments. Let's see the Jeremy Kyle show via Facebook.
Listen, each to their own. I just, what the fuck, man? I hate the snow. I hate the rain.
You look great.
I hate it all. I sit in the sun. I cry through winter.
Debbie Arrow. I hate sunny weather too. I love it when it's snowing and raining. Oh no, she was laughing because of your disagreement with Jack's thingy. It wasn't anything to do with anything. Fuck me, this is not Facebook, right? Taking things the wrong way.
Your 2-year-old hates the heat and your 2-year-old hates sleeping. Tracy, you're packed in a home.
There you go.
Anyway, let's move on swiftly. What do you think about sunny weather?
I love sunny weather. Look at me. I'm a rare sunshine. I like to walk about going zippity-doo-dah, zippity-yeah. My, oh my, what a sunshine day. And I'm totally depressed in the winter. Hate the rain. I hate the snow. I remember a wee boy, and I was about 25, flung a snowball at me, and he was laughing, and I actually threw one at the child. I'm glad there was the cameras then, but I threw a snowball back at the child because I'm like, don't ever throw snow at me again. I fucking hate it.
Oh, do you know what, right? A mate of mine, he's a bit of a roughy toughy, right? And he ended up, some group of lads hit him with a snowball, right? And he turned round and he got hold of this kid and he scrubbed his face in the snow. The kid must have been about 12 or 13. He was like, that's what you get, you little bastard, for fucking throwing a snowball at me. He got the wrong kid, didn't he? There was this kid on his own, stood there, poor little bastard, minding his own business, waiting for his mum to pick him up. And my mate's just going, boom, started scrubbing his face in the snow.
I was going to say, Danny, I'd like that to be a live-action remake of The Snowman, that animated film, where the snowman just fucking rubbed his face in the snow.
Yeah, can you imagine? Yeah, fuck you. Boom. And just puts it Ronnie, what do you think of sunny weather?
I like an autumnal morning, right? I like it when it's just like, you know, that way when it's fucking nice. Look at you. See what's that? Yeah, I've saw that before. I like it when it's nice and autumnal, when it's nice and cool. Although, I'm not going to lie, I like being in the sun, walking through the park, watching the ladies.
Bipolar.
Oh, that's nice, That's really nice. Angela Maguire's just said hot weather is murder with big boobs. It would be a nightmare wanting attention as well,
you just get a good underwire bra. You just get a good underwire bra and you put a wee bit of talcum under.
I think the hashtag there would be humble brag, wouldn't it? I think that would be the hashtag.
I think it would be. It definitely would be. Because my business gets really jealous over women who've got big boobies. Do you know what I mean? So if between watching this now, Angela, you've probably upset her. But listen, here, if you've got it, fucking flaunt it. I don't blame you. That's it, D. To be fair, there we go.
It's not exploitation unless somebody else is doing it. I did it myself.
Well, exactly. If everyone enjoys themselves, it's not sexual harassment, is it? Do you know what I mean? If it was up to
this has become a different kind of webcam show now.
It has. Yeah, he's going to get messages from OnlyFans. Do you make 100 quid a video? And I want commission because it's my idea. I've got no anyway, right, let's move on to one final one. Let's go on to, appropriately enough, let's move on to D. Thongs. What pisses you off about thongs, D?
I hate them. Everybody thinks they're dead sexy. I just think it, obviously on a model, right? It just looks as if our fucking arse has been hungry and it's ate half our fucking knickers, right? But on an arse that's not toned, like it's mid-40s, it's not been into just a kettlebell squat and it's sitting there like a pair of dog's balls, and then you put a thong up it. The fuck?
I was quite liking that.
All it's missing is the fucking big bobby for a dog. He's wagging about like a big dog bobby.
Someone just said, "Is it the same for a man with big balls?" Ever since I was, I think it was 11, I started wearing like tighter pants when I played football and stuff like that. But I misunderstood. Like the doctor says, you need to support your balls. So he's me with a fucking scarf in my bedroom and clapping, going, Danny's balls, singing football song. Singing a football song to be testicle. But no, it is good because it sort of like keeps it all in, you know what I mean? But yeah, thongs, what are your views on thongs, Jack?
Well, I mean, I've never worn one myself. In fact, no, I have worn one actually. So I had to go naked for a film I did a couple of years ago. I had a naked bit in it. And I thought they'd do it through CGI or a fucking double or something. Anyway, it came at the day and the costume woman turned up with like a skin-coloured thong that I had to wear. And I got to the set and it was like, it was. I thought, oh fuck it, I'll do it naked because I couldn't be arsed with it going up my arse crack. So I thought I'll do it naked. and then they had to stop in the middle of a take, right? And I went, why have we stopped? And I thought that were decent. The soundman went, your cock and balls was hitting the microphone as you were walking so that's what you get for not wearing them.
Oh, brilliant. Do you know what, right? I'm actually going to, this is what I'm going to do after the show. I'm going to go downstairs, fuck Breaking Bad. I'm going to try and find that scene where Jack was fucking balls hitting the microphone and he had to take two. You know what I mean? Ronnie.
I don't, it's bad enough. You said it. See, when you're playing football, if you slide in for a tackle and your shorts or your I mean, even if you're on the couch and your boxer shorts ride up a wee bit, you know that it's really uncomfortable, right? So I imagine it must be horrible wearing them. But the overriding thing that I think about thongs is they must be disgustingly dirty. Because I know if I had a thong up my arse all day, it would be a fucking nightmare.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I mean, listen, you Femme Fresh obviously is a good brand that has recently been brought out. And I'm not gonna lie, Ronnie, have you used Femme Fresh before? My missus leaves it at home when she goes away. I always use Femme Fresh because it does keep you fresh down there.
Yeah, but be a fucking just a fucking mess down there.
Yeah, I love that way you sort of like, I don't know, it'll sort of like look like, you know, one of them, you pick a string up from the mud when you were a kid.
It would look like a hot wire milk.
Oh, we always have to leave this show on a disgusting note, don't we? It's all right, Dean. You're not in a shop. You don't have to wear a face mask. It's fine. June Hill just said one big skid mark. Is any more comments to make? Clean your ass. There you go. Well, I did mention Femme Fresh, Michelle Miller Wilson. You know, budgie smugglers look good on a man. Rosemary Brown. Oh, well, listen, this has been so much fun. And obviously, Jack's been on the first time. So thank you so much, Jack. It's been a pleasure. Mate, Ronnie, been a pleasure. Dee, been a pleasure. Have you guys got anything to plug before we move on?
You're
sorry. Your arsehole. Oh, well, at least someone's having a good night tonight.
I'm going to plug my radio show. You can listen at 10 p.m. tonight on sunnygg.com or Sunny Govan Radio. You can listen to me, my radio. It's just doing some live tracks tonight, listening to music. It's like a concert in your own home because you're not allowed to do it. So I've just played tracks that are from live sets.
Well, that sounds amazing, mate. Do you know what? I might just go to the shop, get a bottle of wine and sit and listen to your radio show after I've watched Jack naked in a film. Jack,
well, you'll need something to calm you down after that, won't you? Definitely.
I will. I'll need a cold shower before me wine. Do you know what I mean? And that'll be me sorted. Jack, have you got anything to plug, mate?
Just follow me on Twitter if you like. I'm at Fat Jacko, and when stuff gets going again, I'll be posting about it all on there.
Yeah, lovely stuff. Fat Jacko's lost a lot of weight. Do you know what I mean?
That's it, mate. I've put it all back on over the lockdown, so
mate, food in lockdown. Oh, that could be another thing. Dee, you've plugged. Do you want anything to plug?
I don't have anything to plug because I'm moving into my new house on Sunday, so I'll not be back until Wednesday with Ronnie.
Okay, no worries. Well, this has been a pleasure. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in. We've had a right good laugh. Join us next week for more things that piss us off. I'll catch you later.
See you guys.
See you guys.
See ya.